After his planet was blockaded and his father was horribly killed on board an unarmed transport by who he believed was Anakin Skywalker, a young Separatist royal named Tofen Vane joined the Separatist army and vowed to get revenge on Skywalker for taking away his father's life in a horrible war crime. The only problem was that Anakin claimed that he never took the shot which killed the young Separatist father. So, who killed him and committed this war crime? I'm going to break down part 2 of the time Anakin was punished for war crimes by the Jedi Council. If you haven't seen part 1, this story is not going to make much sense, so make sure you pause the video and check out part 1 for the story of how Anakin was framed for a war crime. So, to begin the story, we arrive at the Valahari shipworks plant where the daily transport has just come in to deliver raw materials and electronic components. If you remember from part 1, the planet Valahari produces the absolute best Starfighter engines in the galaxy, and the ships that they are producing are absolutely obliterating Republic forces. If they are allowed to continue this production, the war will very soon turn against the Jedi and the Republic. As the transport comes into dock, one mysterious cloaked figure who managed to stow away on board the ship slips away into the darkness before climbing into the Vane family tower and sneaking in on Lady Elidor Vane as she is in her residence. It's of course Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obi-Wan apologizes for entering unannounced, and Lady Vane is absolutely furious because she believes that Obi-Wan and Anakin were the ones who blew up the transport carrying her husband, which was completely unarmed. Obi-Wan apologizes for her husband's death and adds that the Viscount of Valahari was a great man, but Lady Vane is having none of it, telling Obi-Wan to save it and threatening to have him executed on the spot for murdering her husband. Obi-Wan then tells Lady Vane to search her feelings and to realize that Anakin, the Republic, and himself had absolutely nothing to do with the killings. Obi-Wan tells the grieving lady that he has proof of this, but she immediately slaps him down and says, "Your proof is worthless if it comes from the Republic. As far as I'm concerned, Skywalker is responsible." Because of their past relationship, when Master Qui-Gon and Kenobi were assigned to Valahari many years ago, she agrees to keep his presence here a secret but warns him that he must leave immediately. Obi-Wan is of course never one to push things too far and agrees to leave without causing any more trouble. Immediately as Obi-Wan leaves, a furious Count Dooku storms into Lady Vane's room and asks if she is alright, having felt a violent tremor in the Force. Lady Vane covers for Obi-Wan, telling Dooku that perhaps it was just her pain from having lost a loving husband. She then asks him how her son is doing fighting in the Clone Wars for the Separatists, to which Dooku tells her that he hasn't heard too much, but he has heard one thing. The Clone Navy has been attempting to blockade many neutral systems throughout the galaxy because of Palpatine's orders from earlier, but Tofen's raiders have managed to smash through any resistance the Clone Navy can put up. Many brave Jedi have stepped up to stop the unstoppable Separatist pilot, but all have failed. The stories of Tofen Vane's incredible success against the Republic have been spreading across the Confederacy to many Separatist planets, inspiring hope in them that they may actually win the war. Tofen is becoming a legend to the Separatist populations. This frightens his mother, to which she reveals that the Jedi knew he was special and tried to take him away when he was a child because he was Force sensitive. Strangely, Count Dooku himself personally erased the records of him being Force sensitive, allowing him to remain unfound by the Jedi. As Tofen Vane returns home from his heroic battles, he is hailed by the people of Valahari and around every Separatist planet as a war hero, inspiring hope for billions of beings. Lady Vane, however, is not happy with this, unable to bear the dread of possibly losing her son to the war just like her husband was, especially since he has a son of his own on the way. Tofen's mother worries about what her son may become, but Dooku reassures her that he now belongs to a larger cause and has chosen to fight for the countless people of the Confederacy who are sick of the corruption and mistreatment of their planets by the Republic. On top of this, he also asks to personally take Lady Vane's hand in a union, Dooku making the big moves. After this, we cut straight back to Anakin, where he has of course been reassigned away from Valahari after being punished by the Jedi Council for his war crimes. As he is repairing his ship, Ahsoka is watching on and sighs, frustrated that she is also getting punished by the Council for Anakin's war crimes. As the two are arguing, the Jedi Council contacts Anakin and informs him that Tofen Vane has been wreaking absolute havoc around the galaxy at Republic blockades and has even shot down some of the Jedi Order's best pilots. On top of this, he is almost unstoppable because of his modified Starfighter, which is vastly superior to anything the Republic has access to. Palpatine is also worried that his incredible victories across the battlefields of the galaxy are becoming a propaganda tool for the Separatists, and that he is now a hero of the Confederacy. Mace Windu then orders Anakin to stop Tofen Vane at all costs, but they don't exactly know where he is. As Anakin sets off in search of the war hero, Tofen Vane, Obi-Wan remains on Valahari and mind tricks one of the guards in his tower to walk around the perimeter. This allows Obi-Wan to hack into the security holograms of the transport ship that Tofen Vane's father was aboard, where he makes a shocking discovery. Anakin was actually telling the truth, and it was not him who took the shot. Instead, it was Asajj Ventress who planted the blast charges around the vessel. Following this, Obi-Wan rushes back to Vane's mother to clear Anakin's name, but this time he is not greeted by his old friend, and instead, Ventress herself. Obi-Wan confronts her about sabotaging Lord Vane's ship and says that she's starting to get sloppy before she ignites her 2 curved lightsabers, engaging in a ferocious battle with Obi-Wan. Following this, Dooku travels to the dangerous and chaotic Vale Nebula deep in the Outer Rim, where he makes contact with his master Darth Sidious, who is of course orchestrating the whole situation because he wants to reduce the power of the noble families in the galaxy, having them waste their resources on the war. Sidious then tells Dooku off for getting too close with Lady Vane, but Lady Vane herself arrives just in time, worried that their relationship will look bad to the other royal houses. Dooku then hugs Lady Vane and offers to keep their relationship a secret for as long as necessary. Following this, Tofen Vane arrives at the Vale Nebula and is extremely excited to see his mother. His mother then asks him if he's been sleeping well after fighting so many battles, but anger washes over his face and he says, "There's little time for sleep. We must crush the Republic evil where it rises." Immediately following this, Lady Vane announces that she is going to marry Count Dooku, and Tofen is very happy for her, looking up to Dooku as a father figure and mentor. After this, Dooku and Tofen Vane travel deep below into an underground, secret Starfighter factory, where they have begun production on a highly advanced Starfighter that will tear any clone pilot to shreds. Dooku then offers to move production of the top secret fighters to the Techno-Union factories because they can pump them out much faster, but Vane angrily disagrees and says that he and his people will be the only ones to fly and produce these ships. Dooku is worried by this, and Tofen Vane is still furious because his archenemy, Skywalker, has returned to the sector and has been put in command of a Republic blockade, still holding tremendous anger, believing that Anakin killed his father. All the way out in the Hexus system, Anakin is preparing to lead the defense against the Separatist blockade runners, and Obi-Wan calls him to tell him about the proof that will clear his name, and adding that Vane is a good man, but misguided. Unfortunately, Anakin is interrupted and says, "I'll have to call you back, Master. Your good man is here to kill me." As the monstrous blockade run begins, Anakin directly targets Tofen Vane's Starfighter, circling around him and even being impressed at how fast his custom ship is. Anakin then contacts Vane, but he quickly tells him that those will be his last words. Anakin tries to tell Vane that he didn't kill his father, but Vane is having none of it, shooting Anakin down, leading him to violently crash land on the icy planet below. Vane very quickly flies his ship down to Anakin, trying to eliminate him once and for all, but Anakin pulls out his lightsaber and blocks every single shot from his incredible Starfighter. Tofen Vane then also crash lands into the ice below, absolutely furious at Skywalker and firing missiles from his ship directly at him. Anakin is able to deflect one, but the other impacts, sending him flying through the air and leaving him bloody. Anakin tries to reason with Tofen Vane, but Vane is having none of it, holding a blaster towards his head and telling him that he is simply trying to end the corruption of the Republic and the horrible way the Republic treats its citizens. And to end the story, Anakin plainly tells him that Dooku was the one who had his father murdered, but Tofen Vane does not care. He is now so deep into this war that he will not stop until the Republic has fallen. Once he makes contact with his cruiser, Ahsoka then teases Anakin for getting shot down once again, but Anakin isn't worried as he knows where Vane has traveled to and how to find him for their final showdown. So make sure you stay tuned for part 3 coming soon. Thanks so much for watching, really hope you enjoyed it. Cheers guys, hope to see you in the next one.